Well, welcome back to the channel. I have had a few requests, not many, but a few, and I've been promising to do this for a while, but I've had a few requests to do a tour of my apartment so that people can kind of see where I live and understand what's going on. So I'm standing outside the back of my apartment now. I'm on the basement floor. This is my mom's house. I typically don't show the front of the house because I don't need people trying to do a reverse lookup to see where I live. But the backyard's not too bad. And I just want to tell you a little bit about sort of what's gone on here over the last, 3 or 4 years. Back when COVID first hit, I was scheduled to go to Italy in March when Milan came down with the virus. And I thought, well, I'll still be able to go because, it's only in the northern part of Italy. It doesn't look like it's going to spread much. I'm going to Rome. I'll be out of that. And then pretty soon, it was spreading everywhere, and about 2 weeks before my flight was to take off, they shut down all the international flights, and I got reimbursed from everything that I'd already paid for. But that trip was out. And so we were sort of confined to the house for the most part, and then in April, which is tornado month in Tennessee, we had a tornado come through, maybe a mile or so away from us, took out a ton of houses. Just demolished them. And we had some strong winds that took out a tree that stood right here at the end of the house, and it came down on this part of the house. So let me turn the camera around and kind of show you what happened and sort of how we've overcome that over time. So this area up here is my mom's bathroom, and her bedroom is toward the front of the house. And this area right here at the bottom, this is my living room over to the door that leads in where my kitchen is at. And I'll take you inside in just a minute. But the tree was standing over here, and it fell on this corner of the house, took out the deck, and wound up, it was so long, it was up here in the top part of the yard. It sounded like a sonic boom had gone off. And, it was the middle of the night, and we didn't know what had happened. I ran upstairs to see if Mom was okay. She had just left the bathroom. A few, maybe even less than a minute, and she wouldn't be here. So I opened the bathroom door. The roof was gone, rain was coming in, water was throwing everywhere. And of course that meant that all the water was coming down into my living room from the bathroom, and the weight of that hitting injured the structure of the basement as well. So keep in mind, this house is a little over 30 years old, and this was the original brick, and we were able to match this style of brick, but they don't make this size of brick anymore. So we took out the wall all the way to this drain pipe, and you can see that the brick on this side, where's my finger? The brick on this side is smaller than the brick on this side. Then on the end of the house, we took out the brick all the way to here. We put this downspout in. It was not here originally, just to break between the larger brick and the smaller brick. And fortunately, all of that stuff is in the back of the house, so nobody's ever going to see it except the fact that I just put it on YouTube. So you can see that the backyard, let me pull this down a little bit, the backyard is sloped, and it required, because you can see it's also sloping from the front, it required a basement be put in this house. And originally it was an open basement like anybody else's basement, just concrete walls and nothing inside. And this was an overhead door where my mom's husband George stored their lawnmower and other kinds of stuff, and this is where they went in and out of the basement from the outside. At some point, I don't know how many years ago it was, but my brother was brought here to live. He was not able to care for himself at the time, and my mom had the entire basement done as an apartment, and it's a really nice apartment. And then after he passed away, I thought, I probably need to move over here, be closer. I'm the last, it's just me and my brother. There's nobody else, and I need to be around. So I sold my house and I moved over here to just to be around. I wouldn't say that I take care of my mom, other than I do drive her a few places and I go grocery shopping occasionally. But at 91, she still very much takes care of herself, and even at times takes care of me. So I'm going to show you through the apartment, but before I do, I'm going to show you what it looked like before it was an apartment.
Come back around this way. Here she comes around the corner on the rollerblades.
They're not seats, they're rollerblades, because there's one line.
Woo, I can't keep up with you.
Probably go a little bit slower.
So I'm just going to do this entire tour sort of handheld at the moment. I might set my pocket 3 down somewhere and walk around. But so we've just come in the doors that we were talking about outside, and let me turn the camera around. I haven't totally cleaned up here, so it is what it is. This is my general living space, so let me kind of walk you through what I have here. Over here, I've still got this piece down here on the floor. This is the awning for my car when I go camping, and some of the equipment that goes with that. I need to put that up somewhere, but for some odd reason it stays here. So I have my television and this cabinet. Now this cabinet has nothing in it except the cable box and the Apple TV and the pictures on top. It is completely empty. I wonder sometimes if I should just get rid of it, but there seems to need to be something sort of an anchor below that TV, so I keep it. I have done a video about this chair on my photography channel. This belonged to my dad, and it is almost impossible to sit in because it is so low to the ground. But I will never get rid of this chair. It will always be here. This is one of those sentimental things that's just not going anywhere. And I bought this little sort of modern looking lamp to go over it. And so, that's that. This is, I had an entire living room suite when I moved in that was left over from my marriage, and I eventually, 10 years after the divorce, I finally got rid of it. And I have replaced it with a very streamlined couch, sort of going for a minimalist, modern look. I've got a really nice, the coffee table cost me more than the couch. It's all about priorities. And then this little end table that matches. This is here really for one reason and one reason only. And that's to hold my coffee in the morning. Other than that, and that picture, other than that, I don't need it. And then over the couch, I have this picture, which I took at Paso Grill, Florida. And I don't know if you can't see it from that far away, but this has an incredible amount of detail in the buildings across the bay. This is the bay side, and then as I'm looking this direction, behind me is the Gulf of Mexico. Absolutely one of my most favorite places to be in the world. There is a fireplace here, and it's a gas fireplace. It does work, however, I never turn it on. It never gets cold down here, so I don't turn it on. But let me show you a couple of things that go with that. So this is where I decided to put the photo and signatures I got when I retired. I just love that. That will stay there forever. I've got a few pictures, few family pictures on the wall. I bought these mugs from a former student of mine, who does pottery. And so there's a lot of sentimental value tied to those. And right now, they work as a bank. So I keep all of my spare change in these. This little piece right here was on, not the frame, but this little piece inside was on a corner of my brother's casket. And so I keep that here. I also keep down here at the bottom, I keep his cane and his putter, which I think used to be my dad's putter as well. And even though I don't golf, I used to, but I don't golf anymore. Those two things will never leave me. They just will never leave me. When I bought the couch, it came with an ottoman. That was before I had the coffee table. So the ottoman used to sit over here. And then when I got the coffee table, I just pulled it over here. And I keep it because I'm lacking in chairs. And if I ever do have anybody over or family comes over, and sometimes they do, I need a place for them to sit. This little piece right here, I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. I cannot bring myself to part with it. It's a little roll top desk. It does not work very well. It's about to fall apart. And I have to be very careful with it, especially with the chair. Nobody can sit in the chair. My dad bought this for my oldest daughter when she was about 2, because she was about 2.5 when he passed away. So he had bought this for her. She's never had a place that would allow her to take this. And with 3 kids, all teenagers right now, it's not really a safe place to house it. So I just hang on to it. It kind of fits this little place in the wall. And, you know, sometimes you just have to keep what you keep. You can't get rid of everything. That's not what this is about. Let me turn this around. Most of the pictures you will find are family pictures. I actually hired a photographer to take these pictures while we were in London. I've got family pictures here. I've got family pictures all over here. And then this was from a trip that my daughters and I took to Maine. My youngest daughter, Sarah, lived there for a time. We went to visit her. So these kinds of things are the kinds of pictures that I have replaced all of the other art with. Now, you've already seen the kitchen multiple times. I'm not going to bother taking you through there. However, you know, I have replaced the refrigerator with a stainless steel refrigerator to kind of match the oven and to match the newer dishwasher. Right now, I need to replace this vent hood so that it matches as well. I've got a light out in the hallway, but you know, you've seen this hallway. There is a picture on the wall here, and there used to be a table here, and I took that table out to sort of give me more room, and I have never regretted it. So, you know, we'll basically just kind of show you a little bit here. We're going to wind up in the bedroom because that's what everybody wants to see. In the hallway, I took these pictures of my grandkids several years ago out in the backyard. And, you know, they're not very good technically, but I love them on this wall. And then on the other wall, I have Peter and John running to the tomb. That picture just grabs me every time. You saw the bathroom when I did the declutter in here, and it's really not any different. This shower is fairly new since I moved in. And there is a jetted tub here, but it doesn't work. And it was put in for my brother, but he finally got to the place where he couldn't get in and out of it, so it just kind of sat there. And then some time ago, I bought these towels. They're a little ostentatious and a little bulky, but I kind of like them, and I haven't decided to get rid of them yet. This little piece right here is, I want to say it holds a candle inside, although I've never actually put a candle in it. It was here when I moved in. And then this is another picture that I took in Maine, and the little thing on the back of the boat says Ruth 116. You can look that up for yourself. So before we go into the bedroom, and trust me, it doesn't look like much, which was what I was going for. But before we go in there, let me just throw some stuff up here to remind you what it looked like before. So when I did my very first viral video, I did it from the bedroom because that's where I was getting rid of 35 years of stuff. And I had a lot of really nice comments about that video. Really nice comments, and it has almost 1 million views now, so I'm very, very grateful. But I did have a few because I didn't make it clear. They were like, you got way too many pillows to be minimalist. What are you doing with all those pillows? And then I had people like, if you're only going to store the furniture, you're not really getting rid of the furniture. So the furniture is now upstairs in a spare bedroom upstairs, and we got rid of the furniture that was there. Because it was beautiful, but it was not very sturdy, and so all of that furniture used to fit in this bedroom. And I've got one little thing left to do, and the room is finished. So let me take you in and show you what it looks like. So I used to have a dresser with a big mirror over here, and what I decided to do, this is a picture of the valley town of Assisi, Italy, that I took years and years ago. And it's printed on canvas, and I blew it up to 5 feet wide, and I found actually a dining room bench that was 5 feet wide to put down here with it. I'm still debating on a lamp here in this corner, but right now it's not there. And instead of a headboard, my daughter Elise and her husband Zach came over, and in a day they put these little frames up for me to sort of make a headboard on the wall, which I really, really, really love. And then we had the room repainted because it was not the right color. I replaced all the furniture, so I just have a couple of very small side tables. They're about half the size of what was there before, and they're not expensive. They were bought through the mail, and I put them together myself. And then I replaced the bed with something much more simple in design. It's got a gray blanket. Under that, it's got a gray quilt, and then the sheets, just the pillows. They go on this chair over here at night, and my pillows that I sleep with are in the closet. I won't show you the closet because we've been there many times. I did buy a little chair for the corner and a mirror, and the mirror needs to go up on the wall, and I just have not done that yet. So it'll be about 6 inches taller than this. But I thought I needed a chair. This corner needed something, and I thought I needed a chair because I just don't have enough places for people to sit. I have countertop tables or countertop chairs around the dining room table. And so I needed something I could pull out into the living room for people to sit in. And so I've got that there. And so this is the bedroom. Now, one last little room that you've already seen, but I'll show it to you again anyway. This used to be a spare bedroom. I have converted it into my studio. I really set it up originally to be a photography studio. I was going to do tabletop photography in here, maybe some portrait photography. I wasn't any good at any of that, and so I converted it into this video studio. So let me show you what I've got. I have one shot here. These are pictures that I took downtown Chattanooga. So I've got one video shot I can make here, and I take out this little piece on the wall, and I take out this closet, so you just see those 3 pieces and me. You've seen those shots. And then I have this shot into the corner, which I really, really love. This has become my favorite shot of all. I can also do a shot over the couch with just these sound bars behind me. And then occasionally I may make a video in this direction so that I've got my iMac monitor in the screen. So I have 4 different ways to do video in here, and I have all of my bags hung on the wall. Yes, that is in studs, so it's not gonna fall off. And that, my friends, is where I live, where I work, where I drink my coffee, where I eat my steaks, where I make my burgers, where I do all the stuff. This is it. I hope you've enjoyed the little tour here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we will get back to some more important kind of posts, I suppose, pretty soon. We'll see you next time.